Hello and welcome to Calf Notes. My name is Dr. Jim Quigley, author and webmaster of calfnotes.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this Calf Note number 217, I'll discuss an interesting and important manuscript soon to be published in the Journal of Dairy Science. This article describes a new approach to monitoring passive immunity in newborn calves. The application of this information on the farm should help improve the health and welfare of many young calves. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello and welcome to Calf Notes. My name is Dr. Jim Quigley, author and webmaster of calfnotes.com. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you'll find this Calf Note to be informative. This is Calf Note number 217, entitled New Recommendations on Passive Immunity. In this video, I will review a recent Journal of Dairy Science article that makes new recommendations regarding passive immunity. I hope you'll find this note to be useful. Okay, let's get started. The information we'll discuss today is taken from a manuscript soon to be published in the Journal of Dairy Science. It's entitled Consensus Recommendations on Calf and Herd-Level Passive Immunity in Dairy Calves in the United States. I was honored to be part of the expert panel that represented many of the most distinguished calf experts in North America. The work was an excellent collaboration of everyone on the panel, and we're all very happy with the result. Okay, let's take a look. Before we get too far into the weeds, so to speak, let's define a few concepts that are important to our discussion today. Failure of passive transfer. Failure of passive transfer of immunity occurs when the serum IgG of a calf is less than 10 grams per liter when measured after 24 hours of age. Successful passive transfer of immunity. This occurs when the serum IgG of a calf is greater than or equal to 10 grams per liter when measured after 24 hours of age. Calf level immunity. The serum IgG concentration of one animal, that is, our measurement of an individual's immune status. We might say this calf has a serum IgG of 14 grams per liter. Herd level immunity. The measurement of immune status in an entire herd. Generally, this is expressed as a percentage of the herd. For example, 40% of my calves have an IgG concentration of 25 grams per liter. Gut closure occurs when the calf can no longer absorb and transport immunoglobulins from the intestine into the bloodstream. Note, closure is not only due to the turnover of intestinal cells. It is multifaceted and not completely understood. The timing of closure occurs to be slightly different for IgG, IgM, and IgA, but generally is close to 24 hours of age. After the gut is closed, so to speak, the calf is no longer able to absorb immunoglobulins into the bloodstream. This is why we wait until after 1 day of age to measure passive immunity. The level of IgG at 24 to 48 hours is used to indicate the calf's disease resistance. Our discussion today will refer to samples of serum collected and measured after 24 hours of age, and preferably before 72 hours of age. For years we've known that passive immunity was related to pre-weaning death loss. Several researchers have suggested that calves with serum IgG less than 10 grams per liter were more likely to get sick and die. For this reason, we defined FPT as serum IgG less than 10 grams per liter. The 1993 USDA NAHMS study showed very clearly the difference between survival of calves with FPT, that is, less than 10 grams of IgG per liter, and greater than 10 grams per liter. This famous study cemented the concept of FPT and SPT and has been the basis of research and many on-farm management and training programs to improve our colostrum management and reduce calf morbidity and mortality. Consider this newborn Jersey calf. We can measure its serum IgG and determine if it has FPT and is at greater risk of getting sick or dying. In addition to looking at individuals, we can also look at a group of calves, in this case 10 in total, with their corresponding IgG concentrations. In this example, 2 of the 10 have FPT and 8 of the 10 have SPT, or successful passive transfer of immunity. The statistics say that the 8 are less likely to get sick and die, and the 2 are more likely. Let's take a look at our calves again. Our traditional approach is to divide our calves into SPT and FPT groups based on whether or not their serum IgG is greater than or less than 10. In this example, 80% of the calves are considered safe. When we look at individuals, or at the calf level, we see that some have quite similar serum IgG concentrations but are actually in different risk categories. An interesting question is whether this calf, with 11 grams of IgG per liter of serum, is much safer than the calf with 9 grams per liter, which we would consider to be at greater risk. Furthermore, while this yes or no dichotomous approach of FPT and SPT has worked for us previously, perhaps there is a better grouping based on different IgG concentrations that can tell us more about the calf's relative risk. If we look at the subsequent NAHMS studies done since 1991, we see there has been a gradual but significant decline in calf mortality. This is probably due to education efforts on improved colostrum feeding and management. Other published studies also generally confirm that neonatal calf mortality is declining. However, calf morbidity has not changed as much as mortality. We can see that the percent of calves with scours has declined somewhat, but respiratory and other types of diseases affecting calf morbidity have increased. Total calf morbidity has actually changed little since the initial 1991 NAHMS study. Although our FPT-SPT approach has worked well to reduce calf mortality on the farm, it has not been as effective in reducing calf morbidity. Thus, a different approach was needed. The expert panel was convened under the guidance of first author Dr. Jason Lombard. There were numerous discussions regarding the NAHMS data, existing research literature, and personal experiences of the expert panel. The team reanalyzed the 2014 NAHMS data and considered several different groupings. These two are examples from the analysis with the percent of calves in the NAHMS study that fell into each category. The exhaustive analysis of groupings included the percent of calves that fell into each group and the changes in morbidity and mortality within group. Following the analysis and discussion, the expert panel concluded that these groups best fit the data and were most appropriate to serve as our recommendations to the industry. We recommended that producers try to manage their colostrum program so that 40% of calves have serum IgG greater than 25 grams per liter. 30% have IgG from 18 to 24.9. 20% of calves have IgG from 10 to 17.9, and 10% or less of calves have serum IgG less than 10 grams per liter. Now, these recommendations differ somewhat from the reported breakdowns from the NAHMS study. However, we felt it was important that these goals be aspirational, that they be challenging enough for producers and advisors to up their game to reach the targets. We can see that as calves move into the higher serum IgG categories, both mortality and morbidity decline. While there is less of an effect on serum IgG greater than 18 grams per liter on calf mortality, the percent of calf morbidity declined linearly with increasing serum IgG concentrations. To achieve these goals, we need to focus on feeding more colostrum, high in quality, and earlier in life, but the results will be worth it. To understand the breakdown of serum IgG in the herd, farmers will need a regular blood sampling program to collect representative samples from calves on a regular basis. Monthly measurement of a subset of calves is useful. Work with your vet or dairy professional to establish a routine sampling program. Monitor the percent of calves that fall into each group and what factors influence the variability among groups over time. With a good colostrum management program, attention to detail, and monitoring progress, farmers should be able to improve calf serum IgG concentrations and calf health. Here are the new serum IgG standards. Remember, you won't likely be measuring serum IgG directly. Rather, you'll measure serum Brix concentration and convert the Brix percentage to serum IgG. I posted a handy Brix table 14 to help with the conversions. Well, that does it for this calf note. I hope this video has been helpful and the information can be used to improve the health and welfare of many young calves. Thanks for watching.